Okay, the third part of the notes, we're going to go ahead and talk about Chapter 2, Section 3. We did slope, we did slope-intercept form, and now we are going to continue that into different types of problems. Okay? Basically, we know what slope is and we know what the equation is. So given these two, let's just review. Review is always good. Okay, find the equation algebraic, or find the slope algebraically. Well, we know that if we label this x1, y1, x2, y2, I can take 14, y2 minus y1, 14 minus negative 6 over negative 5 minus 3, which gives me 14 plus 6 is 20, and negative 5 minus 3 is negative 8. So I have negative 20/8, or reduce it, negative 10/4, or I'm sorry, divide by 4, negative 5 halves, or negative 5 over 2. There's my slope algebraically. The slope-intercept form of an equation of a line is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope of the line and 0, b is the y-intercept. Remember, the x has to be 0 in order for it to be the y-intercept. This is the point on the graph where it crosses the y-axis. The point is known as 0b. Just review graphically slope. If we have positive slope, remember puff, puff, positive, little slope dude's going uphill. So here he is. It's hard for him, so it's positive slope. Okay, we can say he's skiing, so he can be going downhill. Okay, when he's going downhill, it's nice negative, so we would say it's negative slope. This is 0 fun. When slope dude is going across a horizontal line, we would say 0 slope. And if you ever ski off of a hill, okay, you're most likely going to be undefined at the end of the fall. So we say undefined slope. Find the equation of a line with a slope 5 and y-intercept 0, 3. Okay, well this is a little easier than the ones we've done before, because if we have y equals mx plus b and we have to find m and b, well guess what, they're given to us. So I'm just going to plug them in. And that's as much work as I have to do. So now on the next page we're going to be asked to graph y equals 5x plus 3. So y equals 5x plus 3, how do I do that? Well, my slope was 5 and my y-intercept is 0, 3. So I'm going to start at 0, 3. Always start with your y-intercept. We can look back on the last page, but it's 0, 3. So 1, 2, 3, that's where it crosses the y-axis. And then my slope is 5, or if you write that as a fraction, 5 over 1. If we think about slope dude, he's going to be going uphill, because it's positive slope, so we have going to go up 5 over 1, okay? I can go down 5 and back 1 because still I'm going uphill. Go ahead and graph your line. Use a straight edge so that your line looks nice. And there it is. Now, find the equation of a line with m equals 0 and y-intercept 0, negative 5. If you think about this, slope is 0. That means it's a horizontal line, which if we remember, when we write the equation 0 times x minus 5, what is 0 times anything? It's just 0. So this is just y equals, this cancels out, negative 5. That's the equation of my line. So if y equals negative 5, no matter what x I have, doesn't matter if x is 1, y is negative 5. Doesn't matter if x is 10, y is negative 5, or whatever. Oops, wrong line. Negative 5. Blue line there. Okay, and that's the equation of my line. So it's just a horizontal line at y equals negative 5. A little bit down too low. There we go. You can hardly see that. Maybe we make a different color. How about green? There we go. So y equals negative 5. Now, what is the equation of a line with slope 1/5 and y-intercept 0, negative 3? Well, y equals 1/5 x minus 3. I took the 1/5, plugged it in, the negative 3, plugged it in, we're good to go. So let's move on. What is the equation of this graph? Well, we have the points 0, 4, and we have the point 1, 1. So the slope, you can now count from one point to the other. We're going to go down 1, 2, 3 over 1. So that would look like this. The change in y is -3 over 1. So my m is -3. Okay, and my y-intercept is 0, 4. So the equation is y equals -3x plus 4, which makes sense because the red line is going downhill, which is nice negative. -3 is my slope. What is the equation of this graph? Well, we're given 2 points again. We have -2, -2, and we have 0, -3, which is nice. That's my y-intercept. So when I graph, you can either count your slope, or you can do -3 minus -2, or -3 plus 2, which is -1, 0 minus 2 over -2, which is -1/2. So now I'm going to, if I look, I'm going to go down 1 over 2, which is -1/2. So my slope is -1/2, and now my y-intercept is 0, -3. So when you write the equation, it's just -1/2 x minus 3. All right, writing equations in slope-intercept form. What if the equation looks like this? How do we find the slope and the y-intercept? Now this is new. What we've done previously to this has all been review for you. However, this is new. In this case, if you think back to when we did solving equations with multiple variables, I said you need to know how to do this because it'll be in your future. Well, here's your future. In this case, we need to solve this equation for y. Oops. We need to solve for y. So we have to get rid of everything else and just pretend it is a number. So I'm going to subtract 5x. Having issues here. Subtract 5x from both sides. And I have -4y equals -5x plus 16. I want to make sure and put the x on the left side so that when I have it in slope-intercept form, it looks correct. Now I'm going to divide by -4. So I have y equals, and now distribute your -4. You must distribute it so it's in slope-intercept form. So I have -5 over 4x plus 16 over -4. And now simplify. So y equals -5/4 x minus 4. 16 divided by -4 is -4. And there's the equation of my line. Y equals -5/4 x minus 4. And now we have to graph it. Y equals -5/4 x minus 4. So we're going to start at 0, -4. That's my y-intercept. And my slope is -5/4. So 0, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope is -5/4. So we're going downhill. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or uphill to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now make your line. Go through the points. Use your straight edge. Make sure you stretch it all the way across the graph, and there we go. Let's try another one like that. So I have -3/4 x plus 1/2 y equals -1. What's the slope and what's the y-intercept of that graph, or of that equation, excuse me? Well, I can't know that until it's in the right order. It has to be in the form y equals mx plus b in order to find the slope and the y-intercept. And it's not. So we have to solve the equation for y. So let's go back to our highlighter. And I have to solve this for y. So that means I'm going to add 3/4 x. So I have 1/2 y equals 3/4 x minus 1. Now, instead of dividing by 1/2, how do I get rid of a fraction? Multiply by the reciprocal. Let me move this over so we can see that. Multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 over 1 times 2. Make sure you multiply the entire thing by 2, because normally we would multiply or divide the entire thing by 2, so we have to multiply the whole thing by 2. So I'm left with y equals, and then distribute. 3/4 times 2 is 6/4, or 3/2 x, and if you're not sure, use a calculator. -1 times 2 is -2. So I have y equals positive 3 over 2x minus 2. The slope is 3 over 2. The y-intercept is 0, -2. Make sure you write the y-intercept as a point because it is a point. And then to graph that, what did we have? 0, -2, and 3/2. So 0, -2. We're going to go up 3 over 2. Up 3 over 2. And we will connect with a graph line, straight edge. And there's your equation, or the graph. And that's it. Did I just record all that and it didn't record? What? Well, there it is.